Hello and welcome to this OpenCL tutorial series. In this series, we are going to take a look at what OpenCL is and how we can use that to boost our program performance. In order to do that, we are going to take a step-by-step approach and try to give you the basic understanding of what is really going on in terms of application code and the actual hardware. We are not just going to do the copy paste things. We are going to find everything that we need from the documentation. We can solve our own problems or whatever that comes in the future. In this tutorial, we are going to use Qt Creator with Visual Studio compiler, but whatever your compiler or language of choice is, the concepts are the same, so you can apply the concepts there. And just that, let's start our first lesson. In order to do that, I'm going to open a project. I'm going to use console project. It doesn't matter, but it's more convenient here. I'm going to give it a path, and let's name it Lesson1. So here it is. The very first step that we have to do in order to use OpenCL in our language, in our applications, is to link against the OpenCL library. So where I can find the OpenCL library, and I have a link for you in the descriptions down below. You can download it from there, but basically you can have it from installing the SDKs out there that are meant for the OpenCL program. So I have these directories here. I have the library and I have the include files here. So I'm going just to link my application against it. So I'm just going to copy paste it here, and I'm doing the addition of library first. Here is the Qt way. You can do these concepts in whatever IDE or language you are doing. So I'm just going to show you an example. Okay, here is the path. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to add the include path, which is this, and I'm going to add the header files. I can add all of them one by one, or I can use this syntax here in Qt. So if you are using Qt, you can add all of them recursively to save time. Okay, let's save it. And here it is. We have added successfully the header files. Now if we go to our source code, all we need here is to include the CL2HPP just to access the let's say the API C++ bindings. So just that. And what are the what are the bindings? Where I can find what are the binding is if I come to Google and just search for OpenCL C++ API, I can find this GitHub that it has all the classes available here. So let's take a look at what OpenCL is once more, and to find out where we should start. OpenCL is a framework that lets your program run on heterogeneous platforms. So the keyword here is platform. So first of all, before we can do anything, we have to find which platforms are available on our systems so that we can run our application on them. So if we come down here, we can find the platform class here, and if we take a look at these static members, we can see that there is a get function with the description, gets a list of available platforms. Okay, so this looks like a good starting point. We can query and see what platforms are available on our system. So we can just come here and have a look again. What this function needs is a vector of platforms. So I'm just going to create a vector of platforms, and let's call it platforms, and pass it to the static function get. So just like that. So with just these two simple lines, we can query all the platforms. Okay, now I want to see what platforms are available, and I want to see their names. So what I do here basically is coming here and have another look at the methods, and I see this get info method here that I can find infos, but this needs the template things, and that template is CL platform info. So if I can find out what this CL platform info is, maybe I can get some name from this function. So I come and just iterate over my vector and just try to print the names. So how I can find what should I put in the template? So first let's write this down. You see that there are two kinds of this function, but I'm interested in this one. Okay, here is where the specification kicks in. So if I come to here, I can find the OpenCL specification here. Now here, if I type CL platform info as we had there, as we had here, I will come to this table, and these are the list of parameters that I can pass as template there. So I want the name, so I just going for CL platform name. Here it is, and just for me to be able to print it, I have to convert it to char star. So here it is. I'm just going to add the qdebug header file. I'm sorry, it's git info. Okay. And if now I run my application, you will see that we have lots of errors here. That's because I'm using OpenCL 1.2, and I should tell my library to link against that. So I'm going to define CL GP, and I'm going to tell that my minimum OpenCL version is 1.2, and I'm gonna target this specific version as well. So here it is, and now if I run, yeah, boom, we have the NVIDIA CUDA here. So we can see that there is only one platform on my system, and that's NVIDIA CUDA. Okay, for next we are going to query that which devices are available. Okay, NVIDIA CUDA, but how I can have multiple graphic cards on my systems, and so the question is which one of them I'm going to use for my application to run. So I'm back here to see what other functions I have. I see here that there's a get device here, and it says that it gets a list of devices for this platform. So I guess here is the next logical step to get all the devices available. So I'm going to use this function, and what this function gets is something like CL device type. I don't know what it is, but a vector of devices. So I'm going first to make a vector of devices. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, let's call it devices. And then I'm going to use the platforms that front dot get devices, and now I'm going to pass something MCL device type. Okay, wherever I don't know what is this, I'm just coming here and search for it. So if I'm search for device type, then I come to this table, and here are the CPUs, GPUs, accelerators, and other stuff. So for now, I'm interested in the GPU. So CL device type GPU is my choice. And I'm going to pass the devices. Okay. So now I have all the devices. Now I want to have their name printed. So basically I'm going to do this. And okay, now I have device. Now what function am I going to call? So I'm here, I come here and I go to the device. And here I see that I have another get info, but this time it's CL device info. So I'm just doing the same thing here. And for what I can put here, I just come back and search for CL device info. Okay, CL device info. And if I just scroll down, you can see the name here. So I'm going to use the CL device name. And again, the data, and see what happens. So you can see that there is a GeForce GTX 1060 here. So I have one platform on my system that can run OpenCL, and I have one GPU under that platform here that can run the OpenCL too. So this is basically my setup. For now, we just know that which platforms are available and which devices are available, so we can code for them to run our OpenCLs. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial. Be sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next parts.